there, guys. We do play Fiorentina in our last pre-season friendly, the Snapdragon Cup, if that is what you want to put in as a title. But it's also David De Gea's return. He is the goalkeeper of Fiorentina. But there is something much more bigger that will be the focus, and that is Benjamin Sesko's unveiling and presentation. It has been reported by Fabrizio that we will, as a club, be presenting Benjamin Sesko at Old Trafford, and that in itself is exciting. You can call it a David De Gea testimonial, and it might have a feel of that within the game, but it needs to be also a serious game because we need to be ready for Arsenal. Now, Benjamin Sesko as a player, we know what he will bring to Manchester United. We know what type of striker he is with his athleticism, with his ability in the air, with his very, very good finishing, as we have seen. And I am sure that he will be ready for that first game against Arsenal. And even if he's not, put him on in the second half. Give him the minutes. Give him that opportunity to show why he chose Manchester United as his next club. Now, Fiorentina, of course, is not a very, very big team in terms of the quality that they have, but they are going to come to Old Trafford with a bit of energy. They are probably going to want to put in a good performance, not just for the factor of the gear being in their goal, but I think they would want to play with a bit of respect. And that is where I think the game cannot be seen as a testimonial. We need to be serious. We need to play the way we played in the Premier League Summer Series. Go and score the goals. Go and create the opportunities. Try and better the tactics and improve on what Amorim is trying to bring and perfect at Manchester United on the pitch. Now, of course, you would most likely see Cunha and Mbumo hopefully starting together for the first time. And I do believe that Hoyland will probably start up front with everything that is surrounding him. He did say that he doesn't want to leave the club. He wants to fight for his place. And that in itself would give him the energy and the confidence to go and have a good performance against Fiorentina. Because let's be real, that first game against Arsenal, if Benjamin Sesko is not ready to start, Hoyland will probably be starting that game. And that in itself is something that we can see. And who knows? Maybe he won't be here. Maybe he would be leaving Manchester United. I'm sure if a deal comes in for him, whether it is someone to buy him or a loan with a very good buy option, then I do think Manchester United would probably cash in on him, considering we just got Benjamin Sesko. And it's not to say that Hoyland isn't good enough. He can still improve. And if he does compete for his place, can he improve throughout the season and show why Manchester United spent 70 million plus on him 2 seasons ago? But nevertheless, this particular game must be a game for Ruben Amorim and the team to use, not just as a way to get fitter, as we have been doing since pre-season started. It must be a game where we are bettering our link-up play, bettering our in-possession abilities, ensuring that we don't concede as much chances. And the intensity of the Premier League kind of leaves us with a bit of an advantage, because with the way we are playing, with the high tempo style of football that Ruben Amorim is trying to instill in Manchester United, with us pressing from the front, always trying to win the ball in high areas in the opposition's defensive third, we are trying to be aggressive and more ruthless, especially when we are trying to win the ball back. And this must be a game where we need to play to that intensity. Fiorentina come from the Serie A. Their league's pace is not as fast and it's not as intense as the Premier League. So by now, we should be much more sharper, winning our duels more, gaining more ground on the opposition than what they would against us. And let's be honest, even if we do end up winning 5-0, even if we end up winning 1-0, the scoreline is not important. It is mostly the factor that we need to get ourselves much more in a better position and in a much better state in terms of our performance levels to take on this Arsenal team, who have made the signings that they need, and we certainly must be ready for them, because they are already seen as title challengers. We are seen as a team that is wanting to be a title challenger, But right now, our focus is trying to get back into the Champions League. It is trying to finish in a top 4, top 5 position. That is the goal for us. I said in the previous video, winning the FA Cup would be nice. Winning the Carabao Cup, again, is just a trophy that can be won, and it's always nice to win silverware. I mean, we could be winning the Snapdragon Cup on Saturday against Fiorentina, and it would just be a pre-season trophy. But this does instill a sense of confidence, a sense of a winning mentality, a winning feeling within the team if you are constantly getting these side trophies, if you want to put it that way. So there needs to be a sense of professionalism by our players for this game against Fiorentina. And with the energy being different within the team, I do think that we do approach games now with much more confidence, with much more intensity, and also with more aggression in our play. Because that is the type of manager, coach that Ruben Amorim is. He's intense, he wants to win, he's got a very, very strong winning mentality and a competitive mentality, which I do see on the touchline. You know, he barely smiles. He basically shows a lot of aggression on his face if something doesn't go right, if certain players don't do what they need to do. These are things that give the team confidence, gives the players the confidence that they need to execute his tactics correctly. Honestly, it needs for us to be better than Fiorentina. Benjamin Sesko might not be ready for tomorrow. He will be unveiled, and that's fantastic. That's great. Very, very excited to see him play. But we need to be winning tomorrow's game for confidence, for having that winning rhythm, and in order for us also to feel more better and good about ourselves. Because we have a new training ground, it has been revamped. The video is out there for everyone to see. And Benjamin Sesko will be unveiled at Old Trafford. The energy is high, it's positive. You know, everybody seems to be moving in the right direction, all the way from Omar Barada, Jason Wilcox, Christopher Vivel, and of course Ruben Amorim are all singing from the same hymn sheet. So things do look like it is moving in the right direction for Manchester United. Contacts made with Baleba. So we are basically looking to be a much more stronger club and get back to the Manchester United that we all know we are supposed to be, competing for the Premier League, competing for the Champions League, and consistently fighting at the top of the table in the higher positions, of course, in Europe. This is what Manchester United always has done and needs to be doing again. Omar Barada talks about Project 2028, by then wanting to win the Premier League again. It is possible. With the direction we are going right now, this definitely is a possibility and can happen based on the decisions that are being made right now. The academy is certainly being flooded with high-class, world-class talent in terms of what can come into the first team, but they are also and have added to the first team with Cunha, Mbumo, and of course now Benjamin Sesko, Carlos Baleba being seen as our midfield target. We're even looking at bringing in Donnarumma as a goalkeeper. So these are things that will make Manchester United stronger as a team and of course as a club as a whole. The necessary steps are being taken. The right decisions are being made by the correct people at the top of the club, by Ruben Amorim and his coaching staff on the ground with the pitch and the players. So it is exciting times for Manchester United, but let us focus on what it will be. Benjamin Sesko Day. I'm excited to see him in the red of Manchester being unveiled at Old Trafford, and I definitely cannot wait for him to play his first game for Manchester United. Thank you for joining me in today's video. Continue to support the channel, subscribe, drop a like, and of course let me know in the comment section what you think of the signing so far and what you think of Benjamin Sesko. Till we see each other again soon, have a wonderful day further. Bye bye, Red Devils. Thanks for watching. If you want more content on Manchester United, like, share and subscribe.